All right, good afternoon. So, I'm about to discuss something that I meant to talk about earlier, but I had some other stuff to take care of. This is important. And I'm going to tell you that I'm not telling you to respect your wishes for us. Don't respect your wishes for us for our sake. Be respectful of authentic wishes for yourself. Do it for you. Okay. Do it for your own best interest. Okay. Now, I do believe, and I'm not going to call out anybody's names, but there are people on this website that are in entertainment. They are in the entertainment industry, which is not the same as dealing with your spiritual stuff. Okay. And what I have found that they have been doing is people in the entertainment industry who get 1,000 to 2,000 to 4,000 views per video are not only trying to marginalize witches, but they also got the nerve to be marginalizing other groups of people. Okay, all of a sudden, because they get a couple of thousand views, they develop a sense and a delusion of grandeur. Okay. And I realize that we have that kind of environment on YouTube, and it's difficult. It's difficult to decipher or to have an understanding of what is actually happening here. What's happening is that a person's view count on YouTube doesn't mean that they know how to help you spiritually. A person's view count on YouTube doesn't mean that they know what they're doing. They are there for entertainment. Doesn't mean that they are a witch or a healer or even a high priestess. Somebody saying, "Don't touch not my anointed ones," does not mean that they know what they are doing when they are working with a client on their spiritual work. Okay. And I've noticed that there have been a couple of different women that have tried to marginalize even their own race because they get a few views on YouTube. Okay, well, guess what? I don't even have to tell you that eventually those people's channels will probably be gone again because they're marginalizing protected classes of people. Okay. So it's been difficult because the people that you all view maybe is entertaining, because some of y'all watch, and I can always tell when you're watching mess on YouTube. I can always tell, I can see it. And I don't even have to tell you to quit watching that crap, that crud. I don't even watch it. Y'all don't realize that some of this stuff that y'all can watch on YouTube can actually curse you. You know, burning a candle is not going to stop you from being cursed. So what's happening is people are looking at these quote unquote entertainers, and they are taking for granted the services that witches are providing them. In particular, me. Okay, I am a black woman, I am a black witch, and then I am also a black single mother. So, of course, there have been men and women, entertainers on this website that have attempted to marginalize me. And they think that they have the right to do it because they get 1,000 views. Now, we all know that that's on the low end anyway. But these people think that they are the best thing smoking because they somehow got several thousand views on a video. I have a suspicion that they're buying views. It's neither here nor there because the content doesn't exactly match the views. It doesn't. Their content doesn't match their views. I can't think of it. That's a very scary world. People well, I guess it's a possibility, but I can't. I can't imagine these things making any sense. But it's a possibility. Okay. Um, Here's my whole point. When you consult with me about your spiritual issues, I am connecting with those energies when you guys contact me about your spiritual stuff. To take it a little bit further, when you tell me, hey, I'll be back in a few days to pay you to remove this from me, or I'll be back in a few days to get your help, you are not in a spiritually binding contract at that point. If you say, hey, I'll come back in a few days, if I send you an invoice, that's a spiritually binding contract that cannot be canceled. It even says it on my terms and conditions. Nobody ever cancels on me. Nobody. Okay. It's been years since that happened. I don't have that issue. Everybody that comes to me for spiritual services knows, and they take me very seriously. And they don't pay any attention to rude, inconsiderate people on this website that try to marginalize me because they are respectful. They know my work. They know my worth. Okay. So let's talk about if I send you an invoice or a request, or you even tell me, hey, I'm going to send you this that's different, but when you instruct me to create an invoice for you, because that's what I do, even when you pay by Cashapp, I create the invoice for you because that creates the contract. It's legally binding. When I say to you, hey, this cannot be canceled or refunded for any reason, period. Okay. Now, let's say you dilly dally on paying for it. At that point, when I have sent you that contract of payment, I'm already now dealing with your bad energy from whatever curse or hex or affliction that you have on you. I'm already dealing with it at that point. And my spirits, what my spirits will say within hours, they'll say, oh no, I'm not going to deal with this person's bad energy. For example, if you have money blocks or if you have issues related to health, things of that nature, or just in general, bad spirit, bad luck, stagnated energy, I am not going to do that work on you until I am paid. I believe that there are some people that do and want to take advantage of spiritualists in this way. I don't know if it's some kind of energy harvesting thing, if this is a way for people to energy harvest. Energy harvesting is so stupid. It is so annoying. And you know what? It's something that you don't even want to get into. What I am doing is not energy harvesting. People don't know the difference. They really don't. I am a witch that does work for people. It is very different than these people that come on here and marginalize people. Those people are actually energy harvesting off of those people that they are marginalizing. You got people on here that are so delusional that they will even marginalize Beyonce, whose videos on YouTube average in the millions while they're getting a couple of thousand, but they will still backbite. That's all that energy harvesting is backbiting, pretty much. Trying to steal someone's energy, okay, or either their time, wasting their time. Once you have said, hey, we're going to do this, there's no going back on it. I don't even know why I'm even having to come on here and explain this because most people that I talk to already know this. I'm saying this just so that people will know in advance. My spirits don't do nothing for nobody unless we are compensated. Otherwise, they will have nothing to go on. They will have nothing to go on. Okay. But they don't like it when people dilly dally. They don't like it when people do that because they kind of feel as though somebody is trying something. And you know what? It's for your own good. It's not for my own good. You know, when you come to me with a problem, you're standing in front of people that could have came to me. You're taking up the space from those other people that actually would have been respectful enough to pay me for the work that you needed done. That's how much I charge. I do not do free work at my company. No, I don't. Not even for a few hours. And I always get started on things immediately. Immediately. I don't wait. I immediately, first of all, 10 to 20% of what you pay for goes towards the supplies that is required, which is the candles, the herbs, maybe if I need to use some ammonia, maybe if I need to have a special kind of oil. All of your money is well spent. When you don't pay the money, there's a problem because it's just hanging in the air, stagnated. And a lot of y'all have stagnation. A lot of y'all have the evil eye, bad luck, bad juju on you. So what am I supposed to do? Sit here and work for you and you ain't even paid me? And do you feel that you have the right to do that just because of some dingleberry on here trying to marginalize a witch? Now, I don't get into it with people and I don't curse clients. I don't do shit like that. But what I will do is I do this lemon or either a lime working is what I do. Because basically what you're doing is you're taking up my time and you're wasting my time. That's how my spirit see it. And I've noticed that in the past month, I've had people contacting me and then getting work started and then saying, "Oh, well, I don't have the money to finish it," or I this is why I am no longer accepting payment arrangements for new people. I'm not doing it. I don't have any workings that I don't have any workings that you can pay $100 for and expect for me to remove a curse from you. I don't remove curses for $100. Maybe there are people that do. Did you consider going to them? You probably did. And what happened? They didn't remove the curse. Okay. For example, this new moon ritual that I'm doing for my clients, you cannot expect to get the full spectrum of the work that you need. In fact, if you decide, hey, I'm not going to get the curse removed, I just want to be in your money ritual, that's fine. But I'm not touching anything else. I'm just going to do the money work service for you, which if there is an actual blockage, which more than likely, if you're not sending in your payment, you do have a money blockage. If you're taking way too long to send in your payment, then you do have a money blockage. You do. And something is wrong. And I'll see certain signs. I'll feel certain things that could be happening to let me know that I don't know if you're in la la land or if you want to hold on to that energy and not let go. Because I can tell you, I can promise you one thing, the reason why we have African American people on here with the nerve and the audacity to be marginalizing their own people, I can promise you that there's a lot of black people and white folks, but black people mainly, that have not been able to get themselves out of curses for generations. Okay. So if you don't take it seriously, because we've got, like I said, we've got the entertainers on here claiming to be witches, right? They're telling you that you can laugh your way out of a curse. Okay. Listen, it ain't happening that way over here. When I remove a curse or a hex from you, I do 3 to several different things to remove that hex from you that are guaranteed to work for you. Have worked for thousands of people in the 10 years that I've been in business. Okay? So, either you're going to take it seriously or you not. And if you feel that you don't have to take me seriously, because of these Negroes. I hate to that was I marginalizing because of these people on here. Hey, listen, I don't want to work with you anyway because you clearly have no discernment and you're corrupt like those people. And You fell for it, the okey doke, like many other people did. That's called the okey doke. Why do you think? You think that people attack me because I can't help you? Love you too, 1EQ. You think that people attack me because I'm fake? Or do you think that they attack me because they're jealous? Why, I don't know, but they are. And then also they attack and they do the things that they do. They attack and do the things that they do so that they can play you. They can play you out of seeing a spiritualist that can actually help you. Okay. So that's why they do this stuff. I've had smear campaigns. I don't even know these people. It's been going on for years. It still doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. It means that these people need to get a life. It means that these people need to figure out a better way of getting attention. Does not mean that Jamila is not a actual witch. They don't have nothing to lose. You do. They don't care about your spiritual stuff. They have no idea how to banish a spirit or a demon. They don't have any idea how to do anything. All they know how to do is talk, 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 and be disrespectful. There's been no witch worth her salt on this website that has ever came at me sideways. Not any of them that are accredited. That's why to this day, instead of being able to instead of being able to recommend my own people, I have to recommend those people. You know why? Because of the foolishness. I'm not going to go and recommend a client to any of those spiritualists, and they know it. Any of these so-called witches on here, I'm not going to recommend anybody to go to them. Period. And they know it. And that's probably why they mad. Okay. Witchcraft is not nothing to play around with, also. You don't use it as a hustle. Witchcraft is not a hustle for me. I get paid for it. My prices are set. That is how much I charge. If you're going to get the service, you have to pay for it. Okay. So, and if people are going to do that, and don't ever do that, it happening one time is way too many. Okay. You'd be surprised at when you do that to a person, how it'll start manifesting in your own life. Not because of me, just because you got to know how it feels to have people marginalize you based upon your race, your age, your gender. And we don't do no discriminating over here. Okay. And I think that it's a dead giveaway that a person's views are fake when they decide they're going to marginalize people and say that I get more views than you. Oh my God. Some of these people that y'all deem as being very spiritual on this website, it's scary. It's actually a scary thought to think that y'all are labeling some of these people as being spiritually gifted. That's scary. Is getting a reading for guidance from another reader going to conflict work with you? Like I say, for instance, if you are young like me and what? more spiritual associations and you pay for a reading. You don't have to, you can pay for a reading wherever you want one EQL. You don't have to necessarily, but I wouldn't suggest it. I wouldn't suggest it, you know, because that's a part of our agreement. I don't think that you should want to, because another person may not necessarily understand your issue. But I don't think it's not against any kind of law book. But I think that if a person doesn't already understand your issue, then they may possibly make the situation worse by ill advising you, number one. And number two, I would be very careful about going to other people, because a lot of these readers are factually scam artists. I can't, it depends on who you planning on going to. Okay. It depends on who you planning on going to, honestly. And I know that you wouldn't go to any of these people that have been on here, because you know that they would probably half of the reading would be them gossiping and talking about me because they're obsessed. You know, people are very, very confused. People are very, very corrupt. People don't even have the understanding of why I've even had to respond to these people. It was because of my children being attacked. It was because of them calling and filing false defects reports. So, you do something like that to my kids and you're going to hear from me. Okay. Otherwise, I would have never responded. And that's why people do what they do, because they know that if you do something like that, you're going to hear from it and the community's going to hear about it. I don't know where people decided that gave somebody power, because they were corrupt enough to file a false report against people. Hey, people can think, I guess, whatever they want. Okay. People can think whatever they want. I know there's been a lot of people salivating over me for years, because they know that my channels attract real clients. They know that. And even though they get a couple of thousand views on their videos, they still want to, call out my name, right? They still want some kind of something from Jamila. These people that are supposed to be getting thousands of views on their videos are doing that. Okay. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. I don't own you. Okay. I ain't into that kind of stuff. But yeah, if you feel like you want to get a reading, you can get a reading whenever you want, you know. And then also, of course, I can deal with your other issues. I would prefer for the clients that I have to come to me about all of their issues. But whatever you feel compelled to do. Okay. Um, yeah. So, this has consistently been happening. Why do y'all think there's so many people that are gatekeeping? This is what bad people do to black people, period, is they marginalize the black person and then try to steal from them. I've never done that to anybody in my life, and I can't imagine ever being in the mindset to do some shit like that. I ain't never been desperate. I'm sorry. I would never, ever, ever go and see a spiritualist with the spirit of desperation on them for money. Do you got to be pretty desperate for money? What's going on with you? Are you on drugs? I mean, we all have bills to pay, but that's kind of weird when that's all they're doing is desperate acts of desperation every single day. It doesn't even make any sense. It's not even any kind of advertising quality. It doesn't make us think that you know what you're doing. It just makes you look desperate or like you're a drug addict. So we've got people out here actually doing that. We have people stealing people's content. We have people stealing people's photographs, which is one of the reasons why well, I've already got tons and tons and tons of videos on this channel. But at one point I took down all of my videos because I just got tired of it. I got tired. I got really tired of it, of people doing that. That's what they do. They start a smear campaign against somebody that is attracting real clients, and then they will tell a lie, a horrible lie on that spiritualist so that they can attempt to steal that spiritualist's clients, which I don't even have to tell you how stupid that is. If you have to go through all of that, it's not meant for you to do work for people. So they're doing something they're not meant to do anyway. That's kind of ridiculous. I wouldn't want to work with a spiritualist that's doing something like that. Why? Because if they have such a limited view on what they can do for themselves, imagine how limited their spiritual work is going to be. Okay. Not to mention, to me, it seems like pure unadulterated laziness, to where they want to sit around and make it look like they're the all powerful Oz in Alice in Wonderland on drinking out of a teacup, while trying to steal from other people, trying to take away from other people. I would never want to go and see a spiritualist like that. I would be shocked and wouldn't really want to know or meet the person that would do something like that. I'm sorry. I think that you'd have to be a certain type of corrupt individual. YouTube channels can be flagged down. YouTube channels can be lost. A person getting several thousand views, whether or not it's 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 views, they done got so delusional that they feel that they can marginalize another person, and they think that they're better than people because they have more views. Like, are you serious? And there's people that will kiss the booties of those people. Jamila don't do that, because to be honest with you, I can be gone from this website for a week, 2 months, a couple of months, and still get clients. That's not exactly how spirit works. My spirits bring clients to me. And believe it or not, I've actually had people on here trying to steal my spirits. They gonna steal a whole spirit team. They said we I've had it happen. I've had people trying to do that. It's weird. If you know how to do that, why are you harassing me? But I guess, and typically with people like that, you're not seeing any results within their clients. You're not seeing any results in the clients. You're not going to see any testimonials. You're not going to see it. You're not going to see where they live. You're not going to see how they live. You're not going to see it. Okay, but they mysteriously got all this going on that they just can't show anybody because it doesn't actually exist. Okay. But there are some people on here I've noticed they get very cocky based upon their views. That's so funny to me. And I watch witches that range from getting an average of maybe 40 to 50 to 100 views per video, maybe going all the way up to 1,000, maybe going all the way up to 10,000 or 5,000. Okay. And I can assure you that a lot of those ladies, they're not going to come on here and say, hey, look at the views on my channel. Can't you tell that I'm a real powerful witch because of the views on my channel? everybody on their channel would go, wow, I thought you were real. And the reason why is because that would be just like Walmart trying to marginalize a ma and pop store that's still up and standing. And Walmart was to decide, I mean, I guess I'm comparing, I guess giving them Walmart is a bit much, but that would be just like that. It could, because let's face it, Walmart is not a YouTube channel. The owner of Walmart is filthy fucking rich. The owner of a YouTube channel that's not even monetized, and then you don't even see any ads on it. You don't see no ads. You just see people donating to that person. So, and yeah, I imagine that you could get donations from doing that. Uh, you're still, if you have a spiritual problem, how is that if you're there for spiritual stuff, if you're looking for a spiritualist or a witch to help you, which a lot of people still need us to help them. It's almost like they're trying to make it seem like, oh, well, we don't need y'all. Y'all are irrelevant. That's it, and that's just funny to me. It really is. It's funny to me. That's cool. Yeah, that's so funny to me. You know what I'm saying? So, and there are people that have tried me. They have. They have tried me. And you know what? All I do is I just kind of walk away. I kind of release you and I let you go. I don't have time for that mess. I'm not going to chase you down. I'm not going to throw a curse at you or a hex at you because you're already cursed or hexed. So why would I curse you? I'm not going to do no shit like that, but I am going to move you out of my way because you're basically standing there sort of as this obstacle because your energy is stagnant. Your energy is stagnant. Not you, one EQ, but I'm just talking about when you do stuff like that. When clients decide, oh, well, I know that I need work done, but I don't exactly want to pay for it. So you wanted somebody to do that for you for free. So that's why I always say I am not a social media witch. Okay. I'm not a social media witch. It's not a gimmick. It's not for entertainment purposes only. It's none of those things. Okay. If people have a problem with that, then they can just go home. They don't, there's been a lot of people that have literally been trying to run the lives of others, and it's kind of ridiculous. Hello, Shamika. How are you? Did you spill some milk over there, honey? Hold on, y'all. Okay. Well, one EQ, the thing of it is that once you have been through some kind of spiritual warfare, um, it takes for now your mind and your spirit has to heal from that, and that can be very difficult. Okay, so it's a process to that, especially with your spiritual issues that you have personally going on. Um, it takes a minute to you know really actually get through that. So you're considered to be one of my longer term clients that is gonna take time and patience, and it's going to take due diligence. Okay. But there's some people that come to me and they just need a little bit of work, and they may come back a few months later and they got another issue, or maybe they need, but yours requires a lot of attention and time and dedication and discipline to to get through what you're dealing with. Okay. Especially when you were dealing with it your entire life. I know exactly what you're going through. uh I do, trust me, because I had it happen to me later on in life. The same type of program, which is where it's almost like you're a living sacrifice or a slave for somebody that's corrupt. You know what I'm saying? And so they pretty much all work the same way. They all got the same MO. It's pretty disgusting. It really is. But you'll get through it. You'll get through it. I know that sometimes you feel like you're jumping around, but I think that's kind of strange that you would want to. Oops. I know my reading prices are kind of expensive. Some of these people charge less than me, some of them charge more than me. But my reading prices are $50 for 30 minutes and 100 for an hour. So, you know, I don't do readings on a donation basis. Like, what do you have to pay me? And I base it upon what you pay me or what you have. So, for example, somebody with $20, for me, that would be a 10-minute reading for me, 10 or 15-minute reading. Whereas to somebody else, they may, uh, eh, you know what I'm saying? So I don't do things I have things more structured. Okay. Yeah. And I think people are not used to that structure. I think there's a lot of people that are not used to structure. They kind of like that chaotic energy to where anything goes. And I'm not one of them type of people. And I wouldn't suggest seeing that kind of spiritualist to where anything goes. I wouldn't suggest it. Okay. And that's another thing. I've never heard of a spiritualist or a witch stalking you after you get a reading. I had one of these so-called spiritualists out here. I got a reading about some products and been getting stalked ever since. I don't fucking understand it. Like, I'm like, well, shit. All I did was got a reading about some of your products, and I've been getting stalked. Can you explain this to me? Like, and she'll say, "Oh, well, I get a lot of views on YouTube." So, like, whoa, 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 wait a minute. But the fuck, like, all I did was came to you, got a reading, and I wasn't getting stalked before the reading and me buying your products, and now I'm being stalked for several years. Yeah, no, it's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, no, but that's what I'm here for. Honestly, I'm glad you brought that up. It's not. No, I'm actually sitting over here sometimes twiddling my thumbs sometimes. I'm not going through or taking on anything. I think that people assume that. People assume that. That's just like when my ex was on vacation. People assumed that I was going through it. I'm like, and just because we got one of them over there making videos and the other one over there doing this and dropping revenge porn, people think that I'm just and I'm actually not the one going through anything. Those people are going through it. I don't give a damn about what they doing or what they talking about, to be honest with you. And I really wish that people would stop doing that. It's almost like people want to make it look like, oh, she's got all this baggage and things going on. But in reality, I'm sitting over here in my home, huddled in my bed, meditating, relaxing. I don't even be caring about what these people talking about. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know one EQ. And you know, I would rather like that is what I do. I take other people's burdens and I transmute them. That's pretty much what I do. But I get paid for it. You know, I deal with people's spiritual or either mundane problems because you can use the craft to fix mundane issues. Yes, you can. So, you know, I'm taking people's problems and creating a solution for it is what I do, and I get paid for it. And it's great. I love what I do. At least I'm finally getting paid for it. Whereas before, I was working a full time job, but then I was also working 24 hours a day like a slave because everybody was putting their stuff off on me. Everybody. I was a sponge for everybody's crap. I was. I was a sponge for everybody's crap, and people still want to play me like that today. To this day, they want me to be a sponge for their crap for free, and then tell me I'm broke while I'm doing all this work for them for free and processing all of their negativity for free. Right? That's what they do. So I actually have a lot of respect for my clients because they come to me and they respect me and they know that this is how I earn a living. No, I'm not going to shut my business down. I had some crazy people. It's never going to happen. This is a spiritual battle that I'm going to always win. Been through this several times throughout the years because people can't let it go, which I mainly think has something to do with my father, one EQ. I have a lot of internal issues with my father, a lot, that's between me and him, you know. um you know, and okay, it's kind of like, okay, it's my father is not God to me, and I'm sick and tired of people going to the extreme. I think it's extremely disrespectful when people do that, you know what I'm saying? I do. I think it's extremely, and I'm talking about my father, the guys whose balls I came out of, not a man that I was intimate with. Yeah, I'm talking about my father. He's not God to me. I don't look at my father as Jesus or none of that stuff. I don't look at no man as Jesus Christ. I don't. And it is what it is. Yeah. But I think that with the situation with the ex, and then you got people that are literally fighting tooth and nail to steal my company and steal my position at my company, which they are not qualified to fill those shoes. I think people have a tendency to where the respect gets lost, and that's when you need to go and you need to think about that with spirit. Not once have I ever went to any of these heifers' businesses or their websites and said, I want to take over that. Not once have I done it. You know what I'm saying? Right. You're right. You are so right. Absolutely. And I think they have a sick problem. They do. I do. I think that they have a really, really sick problem to where, it's again, it's black people trying to marginalize witchcraft, and it's so disgusting. It's disgusting, trying to make it seem like a Christian black woman is better than a witch. And like, really, like, are you for real? Did you not know that the Bible is a book of spells? Are we on planet Earth here still, or did we drift into the freaking twilight zone? I've had men do that to me, try to make it seem like I'm crazy or I'm not good enough or I'm devalued because I'm a witch. and purposely trying to devalue me as a witch. Why? If I were never worth nothing, why you work so hard to try to devalue me? That's why I don't allow a man to determine my worth or how I feel about myself. If a man was to wake up in the morning with a problem with me, I'd be like, get your ass, go to work, get a job. I have an attitude problem. I have a really nasty fucking attitude, and it ain't gonna never change. I wish I would have a man get up every day think he gonna talk down to me. I look at him and I go, boy, you better go find yourself. You better go wash your face or wash your ass or something. Who you talking to like that? And I was talking about that last night, how I am no longer submissive to nobody. And I submit to what? Do you take care of me? Do I feel comfortable with you taking care of me? No, I don't. So I don't. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I know that one EQ. It's a dude. I never even met him, and his mama's so crazy and evil. She's still stalking me. She almost takes it. It seemed like she's trying to do it on purpose. Like she's trying to take on the character of a damn fairy tale. Like I'm Snow White and she's the evil stepmother or some shit. And I'm like, lady, you realize that I have absolutely no fucking respect for my elders, right? Unless they respect me. If you're an elder and you now my grandmother's a different story. Yeah, I respect my grandmother. I respect my mother. That's my grandmother and my mother. But some strange bitch in social media, oh, you gonna get treated like a bitch on the streets, just like you're treating me. Do you know that I've never ever been in a relationship with a man where his mother didn't like me? I've never had that issue. For example, my baby daddy Frank, his mom was very cordial to me, very nice to me, very sweet. I could go by her house whenever I wanted to. She was very sweet to the kids. We had a few little incidences where me and him were fighting, but other than that, and she passed away too a few years ago. You know what I'm saying? So, um, I ain't never had no issue with that. And in fact, um, I've for it to go on and on and on as if it still exists, as if I haven't actually moved on. It doesn't matter if I have a man or not. It's just the point that I've moved on from the situation. I'm not bothering you. So what the fuck are you harassing me for? So yeah, it's a trip. And then also it has no place. Never once did I have an intention of any of that stuff, being in social media. Never once did I have that intention. It just kind of happened because people these days or trying to use their ratchetness in relationships for some kind of advertising purposes. And then you got people on here that want to make it seem like they're ultra super duper famous and they've got stalkers and people bothering them and they've got yes men and they've got a team of people who handling they shit. It's a lot of delusions going on. It is. And it has nothing to do with what I'm doing on here, you know? And they have a problem with me. I'm going to tell you why they have a problem with me. Because in 2015, when I first started this channel, I was living in a little townhome in Decatur. Since I have grew, right? Since I have grew, because everybody, I was an open book for everybody. Everybody knew when I first moved to Georgia, I was getting housing assistance. I spoke about it years ago. I do have plans to buy a home. I don't know why somebody would try to stop somebody from buying a house. You're a complete idiot, whatever. When they saw that I actually grew, and here when I got into this house, I believe that it took them about a week to get over their sickness and their jealousy because they knew I had built my company up to the point where I was able to actually, gain. And for you to think that you're just going to out in the open, like you're not even trying to hide the fact that you are hating on me. You in the public hating on me. But okay, go ahead and do it in the public. You do realize that that's not going to work out for you. Like, haters never prosper. That's how I see them. That's all I see them as, is haters. And then especially I'm talking about, building a coven and, getting lakefront property. And they're like, no, we have to stop you. We have to take away from you. And the spirit just ain't going to let it happen. It's not, they're going to always be disappointed. Yeah. So for the males, it's been all about proving that women are weaker and that, blah, blah, blah. And for the women ops and haters, it's been proving that, oh, well, you're not a real witch and you're not as powerful as me. And it's like, oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, I just, yeah, I'm just going to keep it a buck with y'all. No, my spirits would not have put me in this position if it were meant for me to fail, because I've never failed at anything. I've only grew throughout the years. Of course, I had over 20 years work experience. Of course. Okay. I've had over 20 years work experience. And, and it sucks that Black people, your own supposed people, will tell you, I'm here to try to stop you and to try to make things as difficult for you as possible. And I will stop at nothing. And that includes attacking your innocent children because I'm a hater and I want to see you fail. You know why you fail? Because you believe that you failed. So I'm also a spiritual coach. I have clients that contact me and and it ain't just love relationships. Fuck all that. I'm talking about the life that you want to create for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, I don't know what to do. I'm feeling some type of way. I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. And I'm like, well, you realize that your blessing is getting ready to come. And they'll be like, really? And I'll be like, yeah, you're getting ready to be blessed. Right when you're getting ready to be blessed is when you give up. Is when a lot of people give up. And yeah, you know what? It's a dog eat dog world. Where you think you at? It's a dog eat dog world that we live in on this planet. If you decide I can't see my blessings anymore, I'm blind to it, I give up, guess what? Somebody else gonna take your blessing. Period. Okay. And they have spells and they have rituals, they have covens out here doing it. Okay. And I've been fighting with these kind of folks for years. Well, I haven't been fighting, I've been slaying them for years. Yeah. Yep. So it's crazy. And you would think, well, why don't you just do it the honest way? Like people that built their company the way that I did, why don't you just build yourself and build your brand the way that I did? I never built my brand trying to mess with somebody else. I always consistently said, hey, I don't want to have this beef with you. I'm not trying to do this. They kept at it, kept at it, kept at it, kept at it, kept at it. They just kept going and going and going. And I'm thinking, but why though? Like, like I said, if you got to go through all those changes, you in the wrong business. If it's that difficult for you to where you have to hurt children and do all that stuff, this ain't meant for you. So that's what they're doing out here. They're literally stealing people's identities. Where I was at kind of a disadvantage is that people knew about my children and my family, but I don't give a damn. You better not touch not my anointed ones. Because my children, my family, my clients, y'all are my anointed ones. Okay? For real. Now, and so I am not the type of person that sees things anybody else's way. It's just my way or the highway. I don't fold for nobody. I don't see their vision. I only see my vision. So that's why, that's why I have literally slayed for my clients consistently for years. Especially the ones that are in this kind of spiritual battle, which is a battle over your own energy and power, which is kind of sad. I don't know why these people don't know how to go and pull from source whenever things don't work out for them. I wish I would ever in my life. That's just like I said. That's just like what I said. Because of the lies that was told, I almost lost my house. Almost. Now, do you think that if I would have actually lost my house, that I would have ever given them credit for it? No, I would have I would have said that was my fault. I'd have said that was my fault. I'd have blamed myself. Don't you ever give nobody that kind of power over you. Unless they come to your house and burn it to the ground, they ain't got nothing to do with that. And they don't have the power to do that. Okay, obviously they would go to jail if they did that. So, yeah, no, nobody can ever destroy what I have built. I wish I would ever say some shit like that. And trust me, they've taken their victories, which there was none. They've been lying for years, telling people that they got me evicted when there's no eviction on my record. It's been at least twice these people have had lying smear campaigns saying that they somehow got me evicted. They tried to take credit for me filing bankruptcy, which was a business decision that had nothing to do with what they think it was. I think that people need to stop backbiting. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing being an adult. I've been an adult my entire life, damn near, since I was 18. Okay, so they're kind of childish. But yeah, it's basically what they do is they tip the scales a little bit and you end up being delayed because they come out here, they'll lie, they will try to light their little candles, their little worthless, powerless candles, but it's not the candles. These people are photoshopping pictures, very disgusting pictures, that they're that desperate to try to destroy somebody, and at the end of the day it's not going to do anything but to destroy. It's going to just destroy them. Okay, it's really like what they do is they dart in and out of traffic. They cutting people off, driving. It's comparable to that, driving aggressively, get to the red light, run the red light, get hit by a damn truck, is how I see these people. So, I don't see anything that I need to fear yet. And I won't ever. Okay. So, and If you fall for the okie doke, honestly, what they do is they throw you off. You know, it's not that they have this large following and this large coven and people are doing stuff and oh my God, everybody in the spiritual community is judging me and everybody, man, they telling lies. They telling lies is what they doing. They're perpetrating a fraud. Okay, and don't let it affect you. Don't, you know, it's, and I will admit that it has affected me and I wasted time even talking about it because they don't have the influence over the spiritual community that they wish that they had. You wish that you had control over this universe, child. That is God. You know, honestly, they want to control Earth, the moon, the sun, and all they gonna do is go out there and get burnt. They want to control Mars. They want to control Jupiter, Venus, you know, and they're quite delusional. They really are. So, you know, it just, it's insane. Especially when you know the difference between high and low magic and you know about both of them. Especially when you are knowing. And like I said, I don't come on here and talk about everything that I do. I don't come on here and talk about everything that I do. Okay, to get the job done. Okay. I don't. I got trade secrets that I would probably, well, I would tell my apprentices. I would tell my apprentices, you know, but just coming on here and just revealing every single secret of the witches, no. And apprentice is not going to be an op because my apprenticeship program, you got to have at least $2,500 to get in that. And don't none of your ops got $2,500 at their disposal. Trust me. Trust me, hon. Don't none, don't they don't have it like that. Even if they put together their money, I guess they could do that to try to trick and fool and find out. Because I've actually had people call me threatening me, saying, "We want to know what you know." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about? We want to know your secrets." And I'm like, "Wow." I'm like, "Oh God, ridiculous. It really is so ridiculous." No, that's stupid. You know, if you're supposed to be an apprentice and you're supposed to be with me and not against me, then it's meant for you to know magic the way that I know it. Okay? It's meant for you to know the craft, to know what I do exactly. Otherwise, it would do no good. Was she anywhere near All right, y'all, I'm back. But I'm going to wrap this up. I'll talk to y'all later. I got to go. Yeah, I'm just so tired of people on here with the fakeness. The fakeness. Having a lot of views does not mean that you can marginalize other people. Having a lot of views does not mean that you are a witch. That's not what that means. I'm tired of people being fake. Okay. And y'all better be careful running behind these people that are attacking innocent people. That's what I wanted to say to y'all. Y'all need to be careful with that. People that are attacking people and innocent by saying that, what does innocent mean? Innocent means people that are not attacking those people that are not paying those people no attention, people that don't care, and those people are irrelevant. Be careful dealing with people like that. It's something wrong with them mentally. I would never want to be in the same consciousness as somebody very mentally ill like that. So, but I don't even have to tell you the bad karma that's associated with that. Okay. So please respect me. Just know that when you come to me to get spiritual work, it's best for you to have your money ready. Because I had people coming to me about the new about and I hope that y'all at least did some things for yourself. With this particular new moon, there were people that tried to this how desperate they are. They tried to marginalize this new moon in Cancer. That is so stupid. You're going to marginalize an entire constellation. That's how desperate you are. You're trying to marginalize an entire constellation, an entire planet. This is how ignorant and desperate these people are. Because I was talking about the new moon in Cancer, and people try to say, "Oh, well, it ain't that big of a deal. Oh, it's not. Oh, it ain't that big of a deal." Like, really? Like, did I do that to you though? Am I gonna do that to you? Am I gonna ever think to do that to the Virgos? When we're in Virgo moon, am I gonna? No, none of us real authentic spiritualists do that. Nobody does that. That's authentic. Nobody. Nobody. But all right, y'all. I gotta go. You believe whatever you want to believe, and we'll see how things turn out for you. Because I personally wouldn't. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I wouldn't want to work with a spiritualist that does not have a roof over their head, and I wouldn't want to work with a spiritualist that's struggling in that kind of way. I wouldn't. You do whatever you want to do. If you want to get us some little cheap work, but if a spiritualist can't manifest a 1 bedroom studio apartment, I don't want nothing to do with them. And especially when they're not only are they not manifesting, but they're harassing and stalking people on the internet on a daily basis. I'm sorry, I can't take you seriously as a spiritualist. You can't manifest nothing for me. Okay. So y'all make a choice on what y'all want to do. I can't imagine actually speaking to a client that I would even have to say that to. Okay. But these trickster spirits out here are very real. They're very tricky. All right. Okay, y'all. I'll see y'all later. I gotta go. Bye.